as soon as I saw this hoodie, I was like, I need to have it. Deep V-neck, the woven drawstrings. They're actually like 3/4 sleeves. Deep cuts on the sides. There are so many unique elements to this hoodie that I'm so into. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to LOEWE Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. And let me tell you guys, I've had an amazing time recently. Maybe one of the biggest upsides of living near New York City is that you've got access to some sick shops from the best brands in the world. So I hit up, boom, LOEWE from one of our favorites on the channel, JW Anderson. Oh, there is so much cool stuff in this shop here. But I got a piece that really spoke to me. It is an insane, like, boat hoodie. It has the woven drawstrings that LOEWE is so famous for these days. There's so many cool elements to this piece, so I just want to get right into it. Let's check this thing out. Yo. Before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content. And also, if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. Oakley dokley, my friends. I am Ned Flanders. Make no mistake. There's our bag. Ooh, I love that. It's kind of like embossed, a little bit glossy, but the bag is not the important part. What's important is what's inside it. Unboxing time, baby. Oh, as soon as I saw this hoodie, I was like, I need to have it. So let's check this thing out. Okay, guys, here you go. You can see, so sick. Deep V-neck, the woven drawstrings. They're actually like 3/4 sleeves. Deep cuts on the sides. There are so many unique elements to this hoodie that I'm so into. But before we get into any of that, we got to take a look at the retail tags that come with this piece. All right, so as you can see, this is like a white folded over piece of cardstock here, and embossed in the front in black, you've got that LOEWE logo print and the monogram logo underneath. It's like 4 script L's there, but it's a really cool kind of naturey looking thing. I don't know, I'm into it. Take a look at that font, that spacing, even all of the tiny little elements like the bit coming off the L on the left there, the slight curve of that L going up. All that stuff is actually super important. When we open this up, we can see on the inside the kind of debossing from the logo on the outside. And on the inside of that, we get a sticker. It's a little bit faded over time, but this should be more solid if it's like brand new. But we get a barcode at the top. That's our model number, the 001. You should be able to look that up and make sure your actual piece comes up, not something else. We've got the model name, Paula striped hoodie, because this is actually from the Paula's Ibiza. It's kind of like diffusion line that they do, but it's essentially the same, like made in the same factories, same materials, stuff like that. Colorway, red, white, and blue. America, baby. Season, fall 2020, so fairly recent. And then your price down at the bottom. And off to the right, we get a size. And don't worry, we will definitely be talking about sizing later in the video. You can see that it's kind of perforated along the seam there for the fold. And the back is totally blank. Those are connected with this thin black string here. And there's actually a silver piece of plastic that has that logo debossed into it. So it kind of goes inward into the plastic. And that's looped right through this Paula's Ibiza tag at the back of the neck. And speaking of which, let's take a look at those tags now. So the first thing we get here is this embroidered LOEWE tag. It is black on white. Really simple. It's actually quite small compared to a lot of brand tags. And it's just folded over on the sides and stitched down in the top right and top left corners with single white stitches. Again, that font is completely consistent with everywhere else we've seen it. And we've got a few stitches right underneath that, nice and clean, for the made in tag. And this is the same material, and it's looped over, and it says made in, where was it made? Portugal. Yeah, should have guessed that. Portugal, great country for like luxury clothing. They do a lot of, especially like cotton stuff. And if we turn that tag over and look at the back, you can see that it's the inverse colors on the back, and it's super clean, not stringy or anything like that. And then, as we noted, off to the right of that is a much bigger Paula's Ibiza tag. So this is also an embroidered tag, but this time it's black with orange, like bronze orange, and white stitching. And this is also just stitched down in the top left and top right, so it kind of hangs down and you can get your finger through it right there. But this one's actually a loop tag, so you can see kind of like inside there how it's folded over, and you get that bronze inside. And the back of that is totally blank. And these tags, they're right next to each other. There's really no space between them. Next, let's take a look at the care tags that are inside the hoodie. So this would be on your left side if you were wearing the piece, and for a care tag, compared to a lot of other big luxury brands, it's actually very simple. It's just a single piece of white plasticky material here. And you can see that it's stitched right in underneath that side seam there really cleanly. And then in black, you get the LOEWE brand print. Again, font is consistent. Then the company info. They are owned by LVMH. LVMH owns like everybody, huh? And then bolder, much bolder than the stuff above it, made in Portugal with a little space on either end. Then we get into our fabrication. This one 100% cotton, kind of like a knit cotton a little bit. We'll get into that very soon. And then some symbols and Asian language at the bottom there, and a tiny bit of space at the bottom. The back of that has some model numbers and such, and then a ton of space, and that's it for the care tag. Although you can see that just off to the right of that, we do have a little embroidered size tag here, so just to the right. And that is also stitched underneath the side seam, so the same type of way that both of these tags are stitched in. And this is a little embroidered loop tag with an S in black for small. And on the back of that, it's just blank. And now with all that taken care of, we can take a look at this piece itself. And let's just start with the body, like this kind of red, white, and blue. And remember how I mentioned that it was like kind of a knit fabrication? It's almost kind of linen-y at the same time. You can see that material there. It's really comfortable and kind of flowy, like not too thick or anything. And it's actually around this hood at the collar. Most of it is single layer, but up here you can see there's a stitch, and that's because right here it's double layered. This is a huge plunging V-neck, and you can see that there's this really subtle white stitching that goes around there, and all of this stitching is super, super, super clean. The hood does have these big, long woven drawstrings, which are a staple of the modern LOEWE brand. And if you take a look at that knit or the weave, it is really, really nice and textured. It has a bit of a bumpiness to it, but it's really consistent, really uniform. And then you've got this fringe that comes down at the end. They start in these little weaves, and then they just completely fray out at the end. It's really nice. And those come out of these little slits at the hood, and those are embroidered in white around them. And actually at the back of the hood, we have some embroidery. So off on this side in white, it says Paula's for Paula's Ibiza. And you can see how clean that embroidery is, the way these lines are separated and stuff. Oh, that is beautiful. As I mentioned, the sleeves, they are 3/4 length, so they just kind of end right about there. So you can see that's not nearly as long as your normal sleeve for a hoodie. And the last really unique element here is these huge deep side slits. Oh, that is sick. I love the way that it sits. And you can also see that it's trimmed with this same color, like off-white beige weave in a chevron here on both sides. It's just like a really nice effect, and it's such a unique piece. I've never seen anything like this. It's very J.W. Anderson, kind of like prep boating. I don't know, super Richie Rich, but well-dressed Richie Rich style, but also playful, kind of childlike. Oh, so sick. So now that we've checked all of those details out, let's try this hoodie on to see how it feels and see how it fits. Oh my God, look at this, you guys. Just look at this piece. Look at how cool it is. Look at how unique it is. Have you ever seen anything like this? J.W. Anderson, you're a god. The guy just gets it. Anyway, first, let's talk about the fit, because I don't even really know where to begin here, because size almost doesn't matter. It's really long. It's quite flowy. The sleeve length, it's supposed to be 3/4 sleeve, so sleeve length isn't really as much of an issue. So I don't really know what to say about this. I guess it generally fits true to size, just because in the chest it does feel like roughly a small, maybe slightly oversized, but yeah, I don't know. I'd just say go with your normal size. If you like how it fits on me, small is my normal size, so just go with your normal size. And then if you don't like how it looks on me, size accordingly. But yeah, the fit really doesn't matter because it's all about just the flowiness of this piece. The feel's awesome, this knit cotton. It's almost a little like linen-y feeling. It has a very like organic feel to it, which is really cool, but super, super soft. Just all the different elements of this and the way they come together is great. From the 3/4 sleeves, you just get a few inches of kind of extra wrist in there, which is super interesting. Those deep, deep slits at the sides, and especially how long it comes down, especially in the back, is so nice. The deep V-neck is incredible. I love a good V, especially a deep V. And those woven drawstrings that just fall down so naturally. It's every element of this comes together to make such an incredible and unique piece of fashion that I don't know how you can look at this and not be into it. So I love it. So that is what a real LOEWE hoodie looks like. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.